Hi, my name is Veronica Anderson with Wreath by Veronica, where we build the wreathing community with one wreath at a time. And this is a YouTube collaboration. I wanted to do a collaboration, so I reached out into my wreathing community, and the ladies were so gracious to say yes. And I want to thank you ladies for saying yes in doing this collaboration with me. But before we go over the names, let me tell you the name of our collaboration. It is Beyond Wreath Creation. That's right, beyond, because we're going to go beyond wreath making. So without further ado, let me let you know the names that's in this collaboration. We have Lori Jacobs with Hard Working Moms. We have Rhonda Nicholson with Rhonda's Creative Corner. We have Dawn Sanchez with Wreath Decor by Dawn. We have Sue Merrick with Merrick Memories. We have Robin Landry with Robin's Wreathery and Robin's Yorkie Nest. We have Leah Berry with Especially Made for Me. We have Brenda Gallo with Wreaths by Busy Bees Custom Creations. We have Peggy Breland with Sweet Tea Makery. We have Rachel Galton with Rachel's Creative Corner. So we have all those ladies in there, and they all talented. So when you go there to Beyond Wreath Creation, subscribe to my channel, of course, and subscribe to those ladies' channels. So let's get started. Let's go over what we'll be making. I'm going to load the camera so you can get a good look at what all the things we will be using and needing for this video. So, of course, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be making a wreath in this one. So, this is our main course here. This bumblebee. I love it. So, I have it here, and I'm going to put this in the wreath. This is a 15 by 24 work form wreath. Now, you don't have to use a work form wreath. You can use just a plain wire wreath and attach your chenille stems on them, and that would be great as well. We will be using 21-inch mesh, and also we'll be using two types of mesh here. We're going to be using 10-inch mesh, which I have cut the strips in 18 inches. Also, we're going to be alternating that with this black mesh as well, and it is cut at 18 inches as well. So we're going to be using that. Let's look at this beautiful ribbon that we'll be having. I have this gingham ribbon that I love. This is 1.5 inch, and this is a 1.5 inch. So I'm doing something totally out the norm that I normally don't do. I normally pair a 2.5 ribbon with a 1.5, but I said I'm just going to do something out of the norm. So I'm going to use all 1.5 inch ribbon. So I have this black and white, and I have this plain red here. And I love all of that. That's going to look so cute. So I said, let's do something out of the norm. So I did. Instead of doing the 2s, I said, well, let's do the 1.5, because this is the colors that I had that would match perfectly with the bumblebee. And you know we have to have bumblebees in the ribbon, because we have bumblebee inside the the bumblebee is the main attraction. So I got all that, the ribbon, the mesh, and all that came from Craft Outlet. Now, however, this bee came from the Wreath Shop. That's exactly where it came from, the Wreath Shop. Now, this ribbon here came from Hobby Lobby. I had it already in my stash, and I believe in using what you have if you have it, and don't worry about buying extra. Okay, so I do have some white roses that I want to put into it. I have not decided. I do have red and white, and I do have some red and some daisies here. So I haven't decided yet, but we will go as we go. That's how Wreath by Veronica do. And I have this V here that I'm going to be putting on the, I will be putting it on the ribbon, you know, attaching it on there. That just give it some little pop of that. And I already have made my beautiful bow. I love that. So let's get started with this beautiful, beautiful wreath here. So, and I have already prepared the sign. One thing you want to do is cut off your tag. You want to do that. Now this here I already had a little wiring on it, a little plastic. So I have already prepared my sign. What I did, I took some lightweight wire, floors wire, and just put it in between the felt, and then I put some glue on it just to help it stay in place. And then that way it'll stay attached in there. That's for me to attach it into the wreath. So you will need scissors and a rotary cutter, and the florist wire is 22 gauge wire. So if you want to know that. So what we're going to do here, we're going to cut this off, and we already did. So we're going to add the mesh. Now with this mesh here, you can either start at the top or at the bottom when you are creating your poofs. So we're going to do poofs in this one. And this mesh here, I love it. Look at it. Look how gorgeous it is. Black and white, all that tinsel in there. I just love it, love it, love it. And it's just going to match well with the ribbon. I just want to stop and let you guys see how good that's going to look in there. You're going to have that bumblebee in there. Then you're going to have this Ganem in there. That is so, so cute. But let's get started creating. One thing about Wreath by Veronica, I love to teach, and that's what I like to do. So what we're going to do, we're going to start by adding poofs. 10-inch poofs. So I normally just drop my mesh down, and I start at the top. So I gather about 5 inches right here. And all you're going to do is just open it up. And you're going to do a couple of twists, because remember, you got to add more in there. So you don't want to do too many twists, because you want to open them up. I normally open mine up. Some people don't. What they do is just put the ruffles, because we're going to be making, we're going to do the poof and the ruffle technique in this wreath. So what I'm doing now, I'm just skipping one and going to another one, and that measures out to 10. Or you can measure it out. But you want to make sure these are down, of course. Your ends are not on there showing. So you can leave your poof there. You can open up your poofs once you finish. So I have 10 here, and 10 and 20. You know, that's 10 right there with the poofs. So we're going to just go all the way around. So remember, we just doing 10-inch posts. That way we just go all the way around. And also remember, you do not have to start at the top. I just like starting at the top. That's just my preference. So you can do what you choose to do. You can either start at the top or the bottom. And again, you don't have to use a work form. You can use a wire wreath and just add your tinsel ties, but just make sure they are 5 inches apart. And that means when you do that, you will have 8 tinsel ties at the top and 10 on the bottom. So that's a total of 18 tinsels that you will have. So I'm getting to the end of this, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to open this one up and just lay it in there. So this is what you should have so far. You have 10 poops all the way around. So now we're going to start at the bottom. Now with this bottom part, we will not cut. All we're going to do is just grab it and cinch it down in there like this. And we're going to do 2 turns, 2 twists. And with this overlay right here, you could just stick it inside your mesh just like that. And it won't come out. So now I'm doing 10-inch poofs at the bottom. And you just want to make sure that those ends are tucked in, because it looks much neater when you have it tucked in. So you can either measure it, because I'm at 10 here, that means I would stop at 20, so that'll give me a 10-inch poof. Or if I go here and skip this one and go there and bring it back to where it needs to be, that would be a 10-inch poof as well. So I will have the link for the collaboration in the comments, in the description section. That way you can click on that link and it will take you to the collaboration. That way you can just watch the playlist all the way through. You can watch them all at one time. So now if your ends are not tucked under, you can, after you place it into the the opening of the tinsel ties, you can just take it and just tuck them under. That won't be a problem. You can get it done just like that. I'm just loving this mesh, this black and white with this red tinsel. It's just popping out the black and white. So lovely. Now you could have used just a plain black mesh because I am using two types of 10-inch mesh, and you could have used just plain black, but I just wanted to add more to it. So we got one more poof to go, and then we'll be done with the base of the wreath. So when you put this mesh here, when you put on at the main one, the one at the bottom, that's called basing. That's called the base of the wreath. The base, your color, or whatever you want to use, you could have. So I'm at the end here, and I'm going to open this one up and just lay it right inside. So this is what we have so far. Isn't that cute? Look at those colors. So what I'm going to do is just cut about 5 to 10, and here gonna be 5 to 10, just 5 inches off of that. And the next thing I'm going to do is just tuck this inside just like this. So I'm just loving how that look. That is so super cute. We're going to add the ruffles. Okay, we're going to add the ruffles on that. But I just want you to just see how cute that's going to look with that bumblebee, with that black and white in there. So these ruffles are cut at 18 inches. So what I'm going to do is cut a couple of strips of the red. That way you can see how that's done with the rotary cutter. So I use this rotary cutter, and when I'm cutting my mesh, I lay it down. Now you can leave it like this. Sometimes I like to cut it to make sure it's all the way even out. So and I just measure out to 18, and that'll give you an 18-inch strip. Now you can do it a 20-inch strip. You can do a 12-inch strip. You can do a 14, 16, 20, 30. It's up to you what you prefer, how big you want it to be. So we got that done. So now we're going to bring this wreath back down. And what we're going to do is I think I'm going to do the ruffle technique, but so I'm just going to gather it up just like this. trying to see, do I like that like that? Now, what I'm going to do is just alternate the red and the black into the top part. So I'm just going to ruffle them up just like this. And I'm going to open it and just lay it down. So we got a ruffle there. Or we could do the cruffle technique, but I like the ruffles as well. So that's what we're going to do today. Just lay it down and just bring it out. And all we're going to do is just alternate this 10-inch mesh into each tinsel tie. We have a total of 18, so we're going to open them up. And so what I did, I cut 9 of the red and 9 of the black. So 9 plus 9 is 18, so that's how I came up with the total of 18. So you're just going to go all the way down and just ruffle them up and just go in and place them in. Now you don't have to open yours all the way up. You could just open just the top part and just lay it in there. I like to open mine all the way. That's just my preference, because I feel as if my they are just being stacked up, and I don't like the stacked look. Now you can do it any which way you choose to do it. So to get the ruffle, you see they have this line here. You could just follow the line all the way down and ruffle it all the way up, and it will look just like a bow tie. Thought I had skipped one. And you know what? I did. So what I can do is bring this over, hopefully. And that happens, guys, when these are just inside there. try to get it back like it should be. Red, black, red, black. And I did So this is how your top should be looking right about now, just like this. So now we're gonna go to the bottom and add the rest of the ruffles. And we're gonna alternate just like we did at the top. I'll tell you, this mesh, it sticks to you. It sticks to whatever it wants to do. So we got a couple of more to go, and we'll be done with the ruffles. And then we're gonna add those beautiful, beautiful, beautiful ribbon strips. Now, when you have like this going on with a ruffling, the mesh is rough. It's having little ruffles right here. Do not pull. Just cut them off because it'll start pulling more when you do that. Look like I need another black, and we can cut another one of those. That would not be a problem. Okay, so now we're going to cut one more black because we need it. I'm just going to hang that up there and get the mesh, the black mesh. And I use something heavy just to hold the mesh down. That way it won't roll back up on you. And always close this up because you will cut yourself. I know how well because I have cut myself with that, and it's very sharp, very, very sharp. So this would be the last ruffle we putting in, because we need one right here, which is a black one. Because what we did, let's do a recap. We did 10-inch poof with 21-inch mesh, and we cut 10-inch mesh into 18 inches, and that gave us the ruffles. So now I'm just gonna give it just a little half cut. So this is what you should have so far. Isn't that gorgeous? The color, that black and white mesh just pops it out for all the other, with the red and the black. So the next step we're going to do, we're going to add them beautiful ribbon strips, in which I have cut them all in 13 inches. I think that'll be enough length for this wreath here. So I'm going to show you how did we get that ducktail that we see here. We have, this is a 1.5 polka dot with white polka dots in it. So we're just going to go across just like that, and that is how you get that V. So what you do, you bend it right here, bad side to bad side. I ain't gonna say bad, that's a wrong word. Just close it up on the end. And this is how you get that look. So all the ribbons are cut just like that, but they are cut in 19. They are cut, I cut 9 strips of each, and since I have two types of ribbon that I'm putting in, so 2 times 9 is 18. So that's how we got the 18. And I decided to pair them all with these two. So I'm just going to get them all together so when I pull them out, they won't be mix match, where I have to do what I'm doing now. And which you could have them where when you pick them up, they all already paired up. So what we're going to do, we're going to alternate these. Again, these are 1.5 inch tails. So I normally do a 2.5 and put the 1.5 on top, but I wanted to just go out the norm today, and I'm just going to do all of it 1.5 inches. So again, you can start at the top or the bottom, is your preference. And I think what I'm going to do is just, and I'm just going to put the rib. I normally open them up, but since I just have 1.5, 1.5, I'm going to leave it closed and just lay them on top like this. And I normally do like 4 twists to just make sure they are in there. And that is cute. I'm liking that. So all we're going to do now is just alternate all the way through. I could have put this on here. I think I am. Let me see how that look, because I already have black at the bottom of the other one. So that way. I'm just trying something new, guys. That's what it's all about. When you are creating things, you want to try different things. You don't want to just always stay in the norm. Now, if you like to just stand in the norm doing what you like to do, that is quite fine. Don't mind me. I just like switching things up. And all I'm doing is just folding them in the middle, just like this, and then I open it up, and then I gather it in the middle. And all I'm doing is just placing it in there. Normally, I open it up, but I'm not on this one. Like I stated earlier, I'm just going out the norm, what I normally do, just trying something different, and I'm liking it, so. Just alternate your ribbon strips, your 2 pairs of ribbon strips from when like just alternating them through. Oh, see how I did that? And I said I was going out the norm, but I'm so used to opening them up. Again, guys, these strips are cut at 13 inches, 1.5, and they all are wired ribbons. I keep doing it. I probably won't do it at the end. Do not open it up, Veronica. Stop it. So this is what you should have so far. I'm loving that. That's cute. That red and black. It's popping out. Forgot to cut this. So I want to show you how that's done again. So now with this gingham, both of the sides are just alike. So you don't have to worry about, look what I did here. And how I did that, they wasn't even. So you could just take the tip off on your own. You don't have to cut your ribbon down more. All you do is just gonna leave that just like that, going down that way. It won't be so much on the other one. Just twist this up some more. So I twist about 4 times. Now you can twist about 3. It's up to you. I have always twisted 4 for my completion. That's just me. So you can do it. You can put how many twists you want to put on there. That would be fine. You just want to make sure that it doesn't come apart. I'm liking this 2.5, I mean this 1.5, and especially since I always go with a 2.5 inch, but as you can see, it works either way. I just trimmed that down a little bit because it was a little long, and it still is, but it'll be fine. Trying to make sure I got it twisted enough here. So we almost done. I have one more strip to put here, and we'll be done with the ribbon strips. And then we're gonna add that beautiful bumblebee. Had one extra. Sometimes that happens. We'd be counting and thinking we got some over. So what we're gonna do now is just get it, open it up. And this is what you should have so far. I'm loving it. It is too cute. So my next thing is to add the bumblebee. So, and I'm going to place the wreath on an easel so we can get a good view of that. What we're doing is just fluffing out. We want our tails to go up. I mean, you spend a lot of time in cutting. Why not have your tails showing? your ribbon tails. I am a fluffer with my wreath, so I'm liking that, how that's looking. I'm gonna turn it up this way just to see how it look. I always like to turn it around to give it another look, to make sure, you know, because sometimes you will have a weaker side. That's just the nature of making wreaths. So see, with this being kind of weak down here, I can add like a bow to make that. So, and I can either put the sign there or over here. I don't know why, but I love my left side. Maybe because I'm left-handed. That is why I always put my all of my signs and embellishments. So I'm gonna go there, and I'm gonna bring it down again. That way you guys can see me do this. So, and with the wiring, you could just stick it inside your mesh, go through it, and just bring it around your so now I got one up here that I need to get in. So I'm just gonna go in between. You can either go in between the mesh, or you can stick your wire inside the mesh. Either or is your preference. I'm just getting these glue strands off of that. And I don't want to put it on there too tight, because this is felt and you can see it pulling when you have it on there too tight. So now I'm going to bring you back up so you can see me putting it on the easel again. So when you want to pull out your strips. So I'm liking that just like that. Now you can position yours any way that you choose to. Now I'm going to put in this beautiful bow that I have made. I made a long tail because I am thinking to drooping it like that. And I want my bow to be right over there. So what I did, these are 12-inch loops. When you do a 12-inch loop, that means it's going to be 6 inches in your turning your looped part would be 6 inches. So and I think I'm going to put the bow there. Yep. And I'm going to cut that down, so don't have no fear about that. I'm just going to bring it down some more. always like to add bows to my wreath because it gives it more texture and add more to the wreath itself. So I normally don't cut off my wiring when I'm putting in my bows or my whatever sign that I'm putting in, because you never know, you might want to change something out, so, or you might need to adjust. So it's good to not cut anything on your bow yet. I mean on your wiring. It's good to not cut it. Twist that like that. And I'm just gonna loop this like this. So you just want it to be where you don't want it to be tight in there. So you can just run your hands just like this, and I can do that as well. Let me turn this. And I think I'm gonna put that one right here. I'm liking that. And what I'm going to do, cut this down a little. Cut this down. And do a little ducktail on this one. Trying to get it even, guys. And it's not. And I'm going to do a tail on this end. So with these, you can either just curl them under or you can leave them out. It's whatever you prefer. I think I'm gonna put a bow there just to give it more. It won't be a long one. Let me get here's the bow. Just take it down. See, and I can put one right there. And I think this is measured out to 12, so I'm gonna grab right here. And I'm gonna do a 10. Yeah. Even 11, just bring it down just a tad bit. And I'm gonna do a little twisting. And all I'm doing is just bringing it in here, just like that. So that'll look cute like that. And I'm just gonna cut it off. And now I'm gonna put in these beads that I like. I'm gonna make these a 10. Now what I'm going to do is just get my and all I'm going to do is bring this like this. I'm putting, this is a 20 gauge Flores wire. I'm just going to put it right there. And then now I'm just going to twist the bow itself, not the wiring part, and just the bow. So now what I'm going to do is tail these. Making sure all of them are tailed, because sometimes I forget, or not forget, but I just don't, I miss them. So I'm just gonna go in between my mesh again and grab the wire on each side and go behind here. Okay, that is in, and now we're just gonna do the little flufferoo type thing, just adjusting the bow. did that. I need to cut it down, so I got happy with that. So I'm liking that. I'm just gonna bring this out. So I might cut these down a little bit. I like to make sure my ends are straight before I cut. That's just me. Some people don't, but I'm just gonna curl that in like that. So this is gorgeous. Liking the bumblebee, the bow, and all of that. I don't know if I want to bring that right there or just leave it where it was. So I'm liking that. This is gorgeous, guys. Simply gorgeous. I'm loving that. So I was thinking about either putting some white flowers in there and white roses. I do have white and red, so decision. I'm not gonna do the red because we already got enough red, but I can add these big ones here. One there by there. I have another big one. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add one here, and one there. So that'll be a triangle effect. It'll balance all that off. So what you do, you just get your tinsel and you loop it in. I already got the glue ready. So I'm just gonna add some glue to it. And I'm just gonna stick it into that hole and wrap the other one around it. Push it in some. So let me get closer on this one so you guys can see what I'm talking about with curling of the tinsel. Like this tinsel here. I'm gonna put it here, right? Didn't I say here? Yeah, I did. Okay, you take your tinsel right here and you just curl it in just like that to make a hole. That way this here will go into the hole. And then you put glue on it. And what it does, it's gonna adhere to the tinsel. When it's gonna grab at it when you put it into the hole, just like that. And then I'm gonna take this other one that I have here, this one here, and just wrap it all the way around. So I think the white was better because we got a lot of red. So the white breaks it down. And I want to put one there. And we're going to do the same thing just like we did this one. We're going to make it a hole in there, curl it under, so it'll be a hole in there. Not two, so just was trying to see which one looked the best. See, the white breaks all the red and the black down. And I'm going to take that other one and just wrap it around. So now we're going to turn this around so you guys can get a good visual. So we got a triangle effect here. We got 1, 2, and 3 up there. Move that a little bit so you can see that. And brought the tail out. And all you do is just finish fluffing out your ribbon tails. Like I said earlier, you work so hard with cutting these tails. Show them off. Show them off. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed my my wreath that I created on this collaboration with those beautiful ladies. So, don't forget, subscribe to Wreath by Veronica and subscribe to the other ladies that I in my wreathing community. Please, thank you. Hope you enjoyed the collaboration. Bye-bye.